interesting part of Pearl Jam's Ultimate Jam. They're originally in this key, and then they went to this key, which is pretty cool. And this is, I think they call it 107.7 The Bone here in San Francisco. I don't really listen to the rock stations in San Francisco too much. Not because I don't like rock, but because the Bone kind of, I don't know, they sort of exist in sort of this maybe an older phase of rock usually than I'm into. It's kind of that weird period when rock didn't know what to do with itself before the 90s, because you know, Led Zeppelin was gone, and you know, all the grunge guys didn't come in yet, and the other rock station in San Francisco is 105.3 Live 105, and part of the reason I listen to Live 105 is they just play some of the same stuff till your ears bleed. Specifically, you know, like the greatest hits of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and a whole lot of Linkin Park, and you know, I can't really listen to that stuff all day. So you know, each artist, you know, I'm not trying to like make a judgment on the Chili Peppers or Linkin Park, and I have my own personal opinions about each band. Yeah, you know, just take it easy, Live 105. Don't play Californication 20 times in a week, you know? Can you not? Can you not, please? But part of the reason I turned on the rock station today is because I was hoping they would play Stairway to Heaven. Now, you know, Stairway to Heaven is also one of those songs that's played to death, as any guitar player knows. If you've ever been to a guitar store, you got a million young lads jamming on that song, and nothing wrong with that, but you know, unless you work at Guitar Center, which I did actually for like half a year, and I heard it a few times too many. But I wanted to hear Stairway come on because it's in the news, and as a YouTube commenter pointed out yesterday, I believe you pronounce his name Victor Tries. There's one word. It's in the news because Led Zeppelin are being sued, and they're being sued for plagiarizing the intro of Stairway to Heaven. Okay, the intro is plagiarizing another song. Now, if you listen to it, you can hear the similarity between Led Zeppelin's Stairway intro and this song called Taurus by a band named Spirit. Okay, you can definitely hear the influence, and you can hear the similarity, and I think maybe as a music theory guy, you know, I'm just a music lover, just like everybody else, but as a theory guy, I think maybe I'm in a unique position to comment on that. And as a guitar player as well, like, you can hear that the first chord of the song is an A minor triad, and it's going to it's a E over G sharp. Yeah, is that right? E over G sharp. Yeah, I think so. So E over G sharp. Well, anyway, the bass note is descending a half step, and then I'm just wondering if it's like a diminished chord or something like that, because I haven't heard it in a while. But A minor to E over G sharp, and then you got a C over G, which is like a cool second inversion major chord there, and then you got a D over F sharp, which is yet another chromatic half step descent from that G note. So you got A, G sharp, G, F sharp, and then it goes to F. F at the last, as the last chord, and then where they depart is here. Taurus goes to a D minor, okay, and and sits on the D minor, and Stairway goes to a G, A minor. So you hear those two depart at that point, but up until that point, there's a lot of similarity, okay? Now, if we back out this argument a little bit in terms of music history, okay? That chord progression's been around a long time, okay? They did not invent that. Spirit did not invent it. Led Zeppelin certainly did not invent it, because it sounds as if they were directly inspired by Taurus's Spirit. And there's some context that if you look back in terms of music history, that chord progression's been around a really long time. Just go back to opera. Opera, they used to even have a name for that chord progression, where it's basically this descending bass line. They always called it a descending bass line because it just invoked this if you listen to opera critics, they would call it this descending bass line because it had to do with the descent in the story of a character descending to hell. Okay, you go watch Faust. Okay, or Mephistopheles, which is the similar story there. Okay, descending bass line. It sort of symbolizes a descent into hell. Okay, and that's funny because the song "Stairway to Heaven" is the opposite. But you know, the point I'm trying to make here is that chord progression's been around a long time. So if you want to make that argument, then how many chord progressions can you really patent, right? But coming back to the specific example now, okay? Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven" copies Spirit's Taurus, not only in that chord progression, okay? There are 5 chords in succession exactly the same. They're not even in a different key. I think if I remember correctly, they're in the same key. But not only do they do that, they actually copy the timing. The timing of each chord is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 before they split. So you actually have 3 measures where chords come in every 2 beats, except for that F chord at the end, which takes up the whole measure. That's exactly the same too. Now the other thing that's the same is they're plucking in that 8th note rhythm. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So there's just a ton of similarity. Now even more damning a piece of evidence is the fact that Led Zeppelin is reported to have covered a portion of a Spirit song in their early jam, one of their early like jam session kind of songs, more improvised jams early on in their performing career live. And when you think about that, that's pretty bad. All right, so you know they listen to Spirit, but then you go one step beyond, and the chunk of the song that they integrated as a medley, okay, when they're doing, I forgot the name of the song, but it's like this live jam song, and it had this Spirit song integrated into it as a medley. Not only is that damning, but that song's on the same album as Spirit's Taurus. It's on the same album, and so it's like, when Jimmy Page comes out and says, you know, yeah, we weren't directly inspired by that. I don't know, Jimmy. I mean, you made a lot of money off that song. Yes, the chord progression has been around a long time, but you copied the chord progression in the same key, with the same timing, in the same picking pattern almost. And it's proven that you have not only listened, but lifted a song from the same album. So Jimmy Page, I got nothing but respect for you as a guitar player, but in terms of songwriting right here, you gotta know when you're beat. You gotta know when it's a bad look, you know. And last night the Warriors lost to the Cavs, and I was really upset about the officiating. Really upset. like, it had my blood boiling. Steph Curry has never been ejected from a game in his entire career, and he was really, really upset too. So that says something. But if you blame the loss entirely on the refs, you know, even a little bit on the refs, you know, it's just not a good look. After all, I realize I'm really upset. You can't just let that be the entire thing. Okay, you can't blame it all on the refs. The team has to play better. So in a similar way, Jimmy Page, it's not a good look. It's not a championship look if the Warriors, you know, lose their temper and like exit early off the court like Klay Thompson did, and Steph Curry's wife, you know, blasts the NBA calling it rigged on Twitter. It's not a good look. It's not a championship look. I stole that phrase from a friend. And Jimmy Page, it is not a Led Zeppelin songwriting genius look to say that you were not inspired by Torres's spirit. It just isn't. Okay. So Jimmy Page, you know, that's what I think, and unfortunately, I think Led Zeppelin's gonna have to pay big on this one. And the guy's not even alive anymore. It's so sad. Like, he lived as the original songwriter for Torres. I think he's dead. The estate is, you know, doing the lawsuit on his behalf. But you know, you might be wondering where I'm going right now. In 6 minutes. Or maybe you're not wondering, I'll tell you anyway. In 6 minutes, the Radiohead record store event for Live from a Moon-Shaped Pool is starting at this record store that I have not found parking near yet. Oh, there's parking. We're in the Mission District of San Francisco. 1234 Go Records, Valencia. I'm gonna go in there and see what it's all about. If it's cool, make another video and show you guys what the Live from a Moon-Shaped Pool looks like. So, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, the Warriors, Live from a Moon-Shaped. This is a crazy, weird Pearl Jam. Earlier I was listening to Pearl Jam. This is a weird musical day, but it's awesome. So take it easy, and when anybody asks you what you think about Stairway to Heaven versus Torres, you can just link them in this video. 100% serious. Maybe 99% serious. Okay, take it easy. Bye.